Hello, hello, welcome everybody. This is the third annual Percent. Welcome. I am in the company of Amelis.
Good morning, everyone.
And we'll get this started. Sorry, we're a little bit late. This morning, Amelis will present to us the runner.
So for this bracket, we're going to have Lost Core. He is a 27-year-old male from Florida, and he's been streaming for about 5 years, mostly RPGs. Currently one of the top runners of this particular rando. We also have Chitin 44. He is also a male from the US. He is very helpful in this particular rando. Hasn't been doing a whole lot, but is definitely an up-and-comer. We also have the Axeman. He is also from the US. Does a lot of the tasks, community stuff. And our last runner is Alien Cube. He is from Germany, mainly does Terranigma, and is the leader of Pixel Grinders.
Yes, and this year we have lots of new runners that have never done this before, so it was fun to see new people coming in. And as I say this, I think they are about to start. Yeah, they should start very shortly. So welcome to Soul Blazer. As I was saying, this is the randomizer of it. What's been randomized in it? So if you know the vanilla game, you know that you need to find all the 6 stones in order to get to the 7th act, which is the final boss act. And you need also the 3 red hot items to make what we call make the grandma dance in order to call the last boss. And so these items are randomized within the 6th world, and they need to find it. And they also need to find the 3 equipment required to fight the final boss. So they will try and find it. I see they started, but I don't have the SpeedGaming. I don't have the screen. I don't know if that's normal. Okay, there's a stream delay. Thank you. We should be seeing it shortly. They already started, and you can follow what they are finding on the tracker. And so we start in Act 1. So Act 1 is called Grass Valley. It's made of 3 dungeons. So the first one is the underground mill, and basically it's the same dungeon, but it requires some NPCs to be able to finish it. So that's why I say it's 2 parts and 3 dungeons. And then the last one is
Leo's painting.
Yeah, Leo's painting. So to get to Leo's painting, they will need to find Leo's brush and not toothbrush, as I said yesterday. And they will need to find the stairs and the house to get there. So first item that they found is the Lucky Blade. The Lucky Blade will give them access to something called Loon in Act 4, which is something runners 8. If you do it without magic. If you have magic, it's fine. But if you don't have magic, it's a pain to do this. Oh, and they already have found a magic, so this is going to be helpful for them. Do you want
to... Along with one of the red hot items.
Yes. Do you want to explain how magic works in this game?
So magic in this game works off of the gems that you see the runners collecting. They work in various different ways depending on which magic you have. and that there is an item later on that you can get that actually depletes the cost of magic, which we will see if that comes up today.
Yeah, and the gems, you collect them by killing enemies. There's a little shiny yellow thingy that appears. It's a gem. Unfortunately, if they die, they lose all their gems. There's one way to avoid this is if you find an item called a strange bottle, you can equip that before dying if you know you're about to die, and you will keep your gem.
Along with if they have the magic bell, they also keep their gems. It works similar to the magic or the strange bottle.
Yeah. And so they already found the village chief, and Last Core just found the wood guardian. So on the tracker, if you see, you have some NPCs. The bottom line, these NPCs are the leader of each village, of each act, and the act is these NPC will lead you to the other acts. When you go to the hub, you can actually move. So you need to find these NPCs for this.
Oh, and you see Alien Cube right there just got what's known as the G leaf or the green wood leaf. That's very important to move on in Act 2 at a certain point.
Yes, and at the beginning we will not see very much difference in the screen because the runner only have one place they can go. But at certain point they will find items, and then that will be interesting because they will each take separate route. And this is what is going to maybe be a good or bad decision for them. We'll see later on. And Last Car is the first one to get to the last lair of the first part of this dungeon. So now he's going out and he's done. And unfortunately, he has to go right away to Act 2. And this is a bit painful because he's going in Act 2 at level 2. So it's gonna be difficult. And the Axeman actually did a death warp, so it's a little bit faster than Lost Core, who's walking around it. Alien Cube is also doing a death warp.
Oh, there's one of the stones we need to get out of here.
Oh, the seed is generous so far. 1 stone down, 5 to go. So yeah, the 3 items, the equipment they need to finish the game is the Soul Blade, the Soul Armor, and the Phoenix. Sometimes you can find them in Act 7. Act 7 is there's no NPC to free in this one. It's only items you can find, and there's 7 chests. So usually when you're near the end and you have access to your Act 7, you go there because there's a lot of chests there to check. Kaiten and not Kaiten, Last Core and the Axeman are synced right now. And Alien Cube and Kaiten are synced on their own end. So yeah, they are going into Act 2 with no armor. Unfortunately, it's gonna be a little bit hard, but they have magic, so they should be doing fine. At this point also what we're wishing for is there's no enemies called the statues, because they do a lot of damage and they are hard to kill. So if they don't find too much statue, they should be fine.
Oh, and the Axeman went back to World 1, Act 1, and found 2 very important items to the game, the Dream Rod and the Zentatsu Sword.
Yes, I believe this will lead him. This will give him an advantage because he found the Zentatsu sword, and this allows him to kill some enemies in the Fire Shrine, which is the second shrine in Act 2, and he found it in something we call the Hype Cave. Usually in this cave you find some good stuff. That's why we called it the Hype Cave, and it will give him a little advantage because he won't have to double dip into the fire charm, and also it's a better sword than the lucky blade, the first one they found. So you should kill the enemies faster. One thing we also didn't mention: why is he not swinging? Well, why is no players are swinging the sword? Is because the sword, in to be able to swing them, they all need some levels, required levels, and none of them have obviously have the level required for them to swing the sword right now.
And I know we all got started a little bit late this morning, everybody, but this will be one of 3 races that we are having today. The winners of each one of these groups of races today will move on to the finale tomorrow, and we will have one wild card winner that comes as the closest second place to their bracket. Is that correct, Queenie?
Yeah, the one that has the least, the lowest time between the first place and the second place. And also the winners are the winner of this year will have a beautiful cube. SpeedGaming, please, if we could have the image of the prize, that would be a good time to show the price. It's a cube made by the Monitor. And also, if you will be watching tomorrow the final at 10, that will start at 10 a.m. on Eastern Time, there will be one cube that will be drawn to all the viewers who will be there tomorrow. Oscar is managing very well the statue right now. There was a lot of them. Kaiten is also doing a great job, and unfortunately, I think Alien took a death. Oh no, he went to Act 3. Oh. Okay, so Alien Cube just went to check what the Queen had as prize. But he now has access to Act 4. But at this level, I don't recommend going right there. And now it's the Axeman who's fighting the statues.
Oh, we got probably one of the runners consider some of the best magic in the game.
Yes, Magic Flare is, to my opinion, also.
I'm talking the one that Lost Core's using now, Queenie, the light arrow.
Oh, light arrow, sorry, my bad. It's me who had the wrong name. Yeah, it's in my opinion also the best magic. This is one magic you want to go to Act 4. There is an enemy called the Magician, and they are very hard to kill and long to kill. So when you have this magic, you're in business for a short seed. So at this point, you might think that the Axeman is a little bit behind, but that's because he went to the Ipe Cave to get this Zantetsu sword, so he's not really behind right now. So Kaiten is this year is a new player of a new runner of this game, and the Axeman and Alien Cube also. But Kaiten was telling me offline it's the first time he's doing a tournament, so he was a little bit nervous this morning.
But Kaiten is extremely helpful with all the members of the community in helping them start to understand kind of how this rando works, because he has been messing with it for quite some time, even if it was just the vanilla game, learning kind of the enemy's tips and tricks.
Yes, and Lost Core is our winner from last year's tournament, actually. He's a very, very good player of this game, and I think he speedrun the vanilla game as well. Also, this randomizer was made by someone named Le Hulk. If you know about him, he's a super, super good speedrunner of SNES RPG games. So he made this randomizer 3 years ago, and he is actually right now commenting on SpeedGaming French if you want to go and say hi to him. So Lascar just found Leo's brush, not toothbrush, I was gonna say toothbrush again. And so this will give him access to the Leo's painting once he found the house for it in Act 1.
And as Queenie was saying, this part that Lost Core's coming close to is where we're going to notice probably the biggest change in how quickly the runners can move ahead or fall behind, with the fact that the Axeman went back to Act 1 for the Hype Cave, where others have not.
Yes, exactly. Oh, and Lascar is actually going to Act 3 right away. Oh, I think he's trying to avoid going to Fire Shrine because he didn't find the Zantetsu sword. He doesn't want to double dip. But I understand his play with the magic he has. He might be going into Saturda right now. So at this point, they still don't have an armor, so they take a lot of damage. And to finish this place, Act 3, you need to find something called the bubble armor, which gives you a bubble to be able to walk under the water. Otherwise, you take 1 damage point every second. So if you're low on HP, you won't be able to make it far. But right now, none of the player has it.
Also, an important thing to watch for that can happen is that with these enemies being randomized in the layers and the areas, sometimes when they go into these little cutscenes to show you an NPC or a pathway opening up, they are still susceptible to damage. So it can be really, really funny sometimes to watch, because Lost Core specifically has had an instance where he died in an NPC cutscene where he had no control of his character.
Yeah. And yes, to answer Escargot's question, yes, if you kill the metal enemy in the fire shrine, they give you ton of XP, because usually you would kill these enemies way later in the vanilla game. So it's gonna give him a few level up. I mean, the Axeman, who is the only one who has the Zantetsu source right now. Although I see that I missed it, I was looking at chat. Alien Cube now has the Zantetsu sword also, so he must have gotten back to get Zantetsu sword in the Hype Cave.
And Lost Core just found one of the 2 grandmas that we need to access the final boss.
And Graffin, good morning. Yes, the best part of the game is not the snail race, it is obviously the mermaid dancing. We played a prank on one of the vanilla. Somebody was playing the vanilla game the other day, and there's a part where you can make 3 mermaid dances, and they say, "Join me in the dance." So we were telling him, yes, you need to dance with the mermaid. It will give you an item. So he was dancing and dancing for a few minutes, and nothing was happening. It was funny. And so it's funny right now. Last score, we went into Soterta. We'll see what the other players will get eventually.
Oh, there's the bubble armor.
Yes. So finally he has an armor. This will help the players in getting less damage from enemies.
So the other thing that you may be noticing is that some of the runners are starting to like not walk over the layers after they finish killing the monsters from them, and that is because if you open up any of the NPC layers, it resets other groups of monsters that you have. So like where we have the metal scorpions right now walking around, if Axeman was to step on any of his layers right now, he would reset all of those scorpions that he's already killed.
And to answer, well, not answer, but to say something, Joycel, somebody told me the other day that if you dance on the crocodile, he will say, "Hey, you're hurting me." And I tried it, and it's true. If you walk on the crocodile for too long, he will say, "Hey, you're hurting me." Fun little fact. And so Lascar is going. We don't see it, but he has a bubble armor right now. There's supposed to be a bubble around him.
Actually, his tracker's not showing it, even though we saw him get it.
Yeah, that is true. Oh, there it is. It just appeared right now. Oh, maybe he uses a manual tracker. I don't know if he's auto tracking. Maybe that's why. So I have noticed also that they found a grandpa in Act 4, even though that grandpa is not in itself, he does nothing. He has the access to get to the king of Act 4. And we need to talk to that king because he's the one who's gonna makes the grandma dance, I mean. Something we also didn't talk about is the emblem. Do you want to explain what the emblem does?
So the emblems in this game are used to get an item from a specific crystal in World 2. We refer to it within the community as the pedestal because it's a lot like A Link to the Past in that you have to collect so many items to get it to give you. But you can also check it early, provided you get a specific deer and a crocodile in World 2. And sometimes that pedestal has an item that is very, very needed, whether it's a stone or one of the 3 soul items in the Phoenix.
Hamelis, how is it that the crocodile never ate the deer?
Not exactly sure on that. Oh, Lostcore just found the best sword of the game.
The soul of life?
The soul blade.
So this is one of the soul he need to finish the game. So if you want to see the prize, you can click on the link in the chat. You will see in attachment the prize. Oh, there it is. Thank you, SpeedGaming. So right now we are seeing the grand prize of the tournament, which is a cube made by The Monitor. Check out his store. He has lots of other cubes from other games, a retro game. And also, as I was saying, stay tuned. Tomorrow we will have one for the viewers tomorrow in a draw, and finally at 10 a.m. tomorrow. Thank you, SpeedGaming, for showing the prize. And so, although Chitin, Alien, and Accent are relatively at the same place, Lost Chorus did a play and went to Act 4. He's very low on level, so it should be harder for him. But at this point, since he's so low on level, he will gain lots of level fast because the XP there is very much higher than whenever else he could go. And he has magic, the best magic of the game, so this is lucky for them. So, Emily, do you want to present all the leaders of the act they need to find?
So as we've already seen, there was the village chief, the woods guardian, the mermaid queen. In Act 4, they are looking for a snail with the name Gnome, along with having access to the king of World 4, so that the prison cell that he's in is accessible. Then there is for Act 5, Marie the doll. And then for Act 6, we have King Magrid. We must have all of them in order to make it to World 7, along with those 6 stones that we're looking for.
And does the King Madrid has a queen?
He does have a queen.
And what happens to her?
We'll wait and let the viewer see if we have to go through that cutscene, Queenie.
She explodes and dies. Kind of, if you want to talk also about the story behind the vanilla game, so the hero, which has no name in this game, you name it yourself. It just occurred to me that in the other Quintet game, the hero has a name, Will, but in this one, he doesn't have a name, and we don't know if he's human or not, but he's sent into the world to revive all the NPCs that were captured into Lair. And so one by one you rebuild the cities and find the leaders who gives you a stone. But behind this there's also a story about Dr. Leho, who created the final boss, and he has a daughter named Lisa, and Lisa kind of falls in love with the hero, and at the end that's when you kind of meet her again and they're together. Love story.
And also, if you pay attention to it, that the hero falls in love with her as well.
Yeah, I guess. And one thing of this game is part of a Quintet trilogy, but the 3 games are not really related, although they did use some sprites from the other game. So if you know the other game, it's Terranigma and Illusion of Gaia. So in all the 3 games, you have a dog named Turbo, who is there in all of the game. And also you will see that the secret boss of Illusion of Gaia is actually the first boss in Soul Blazer. And also right now Lost Core is fighting a ghost, which is called the Moon Tribe in Illusion of Gaia. Unfortunately, I didn't play Terranigma, so I don't know what enemies are from Terranigma or Sprite that are used in this game, but I heard Turbo the dog is there as well. I don't know if chat can help me with that. If you played Terranigma, tell us what NPCs are used in Terranigma and Soul Blazer.
So, just like we were saying, when the Axeman had the Zentatsu sword kind of early, that he was going to have a little bit of advantage. With Lost Core now having the Soul Blade, the current shrine that Axeman is in is going to be more clearable for Lost Core, which means that he's not going to have to come back and double dip this, along with the Soul Blade being able to take out the metal monsters in the fire shrine. So good
Yes.
call, kind of going forward, getting some better progression.
And the Soul Blade also kills the enemies that would usually only be killed with the Spirit Sword. Okay, so I'm told that Turbo is essentially Quintet's mascot character. Poor Turbo dies in Soul Blazer, unfortunately. And he comes back as a goat at the end of the game. Spoiler. Yes, Joycel, he's just a pile of bone in this game. But at the end of the game, Lisa says she finds a goat, and it's the the soul of Turbo the dog that lives on in this goat.
The exact words is she says is that the goat looks a lot like a dog she had, and all of the named sprites that we have in here. So Lou the dolphin, Gnome the snail, Marie the doll, were all items that Dr. Leo gave to Lisa at one point in time, whether as a pet or just an object. And those particular NPCs all have huge plays throughout the vanilla game, just in progressing the story.
Yes, and right now Alien is using very well his magic, killing a lot of enemies at one time. And also something we didn't mention, the magic comes from the ball that turns around the hero. And that ball, if you press against the wall, you can actually move it to go further. So you can control more of your magic and hit more enemies. So it's a good use of magic right now he's doing. So right now is a starting point where they will each take different route. Is that a word in English, MLS, route?
Yes.
Okay. So for those of you who didn't notice, English is not my first language. I apologize for the mistakes I'm making.
Oh, look at that. We found all 3 red hot items. I'm not exactly sure where the mirror got found at, though. Did you happen to notice, Queenie?
No, I don't remember. But for 30 minutes in, and they already have 3 red hot items, that's very good. And they all found 1 grandma. And the king, except Lost Core, but he should find it there.
Ah, it looks like Chitin actually has both grandmas.
Oh, right, he does. Oh, didn't he finish the light shrine? Oh, thank you, Joycel. The mirror was on the scared bird in Act 2.
So, Queenie, do we want to talk about how we got the runners into these groupings?
Sure.
So, for everyone within the Soul Blazer community, we put out a qualifying seed in which everybody that wanted to possibly participate ran it offline so that nobody could get any spoilers. And the times were submitted. And then we took the top 12 times. Yes, there were some exclusions, just for those that wanted to run it to see what everybody that was going to be participating had to go through. But it was definitely an enjoyable seed. I can say that much. I did play it myself.
Yeah, and the reason why we only took 12 participants this year is because Rando of Soul Blazer, if it's very thoroughly, can take up to 3 hours. Sorry, and so we could only do 3 match. Otherwise, we would have had a too much of a big day, and we would maybe have needed to cut some stream short. So we wanted to give the player the time to finish the entire seed before we end the stream, which is why we decided to leave a 4-hour times between the games, the bracket, I mean. So the next match is actually at 1 p.m. Eastern time, and then we'll have the final match of the day at 5 p.m. Eastern tonight.
Alien's having some difficulties with the boss of World 2. I'm trying to make sure that he doesn't die, so I'm guessing he doesn't have a medical herb on him. He did. He was just trying to save it so that he could have enough health for this last part of this boss.
Oh, and the Axeman is the one that tells us that Dr. Leo is held in the underground of Act 6. Dr. Leo, who is Lisa's father and who is an important part of the vanilla game, because obviously we go into his painting, his laboratory, we meet his daughter. And what happens to Dr. Leo, MLS?
He dies.
Because the queen explodes next to him.
No, because he explodes her to get rid of her, because she is pure evil.
Oh yeah, it's true. It's her. It's him that explodes next to her.
Roselle, I am not purposely giving away these spoilers. She's making me do it.
I wish I could get rid of some problems like this. I'll explode next to them. Oh, and the Axeman just found Dr. Leo. Rody, if we are lucky, we may see the queen explode because she gives an item. So if it's a really trolley seed, and maybe they want to check what's under the queen, they may need to make her explode. And that's also, let's talk about the queen, since we're talking about her. It was the only thing in the game that could be a missable item, because the queen, when you release her, she stands in a little shed. There's a beautiful castle next to her, but no, she's in a shed. Don't ask me why. And so she gives you an item, but if you actually don't talk to her and make her explode, she could be missable. So that was the only thing we had to think about in the randomizer. So she never has an important item in her hand.
Queenie, I would say that's like her personal cottage, so that she doesn't have to be inside the castle with the king, because it does seem like they have a rift that developed over time.
But that house is... there's nothing in it. It's not a proper house for a queen. And on that awkward moment, let's go back to the game.
Okay, so Lost Core just found us our second stone of the game.
And yes, because he's the only one right now that can kill the spirit's enemies with the soul blade. Otherwise, you need to find the spirit sword. And yes, Escargo, you're right. I forgot the chest in the fire shrine is also also contains only gems or a mythical herb since it's missable. So Oscar, who is killing the enemies, but is not stepping on the lair once you kill all of them, because as we said earlier, if you step on a lair that gives you an NPC, it respawns all of the enemies that were killed, but not the lair wasn't fully cleared. No, it's fine, Escargot. Thank you for bringing me back to order. I appreciate it. Thank you. And so the Axeman who found Mary, I just noticed also. Mary the doll, the leader of Act 5.
So something else that we haven't discussed, I don't think anybody has come across it yet, but there are some certain NPCs that in the vanilla game you use to progress the story because they give you special abilities. One was in Act 2 that allows the runners, when they were in that dark room, to be able to see. It is something that a lot of the speedrunners have learned to do without. But there is also a very important NPC that is just a great door in Act 5 that helps with invisible monsters that we will run across once we start finding the model towns.
Yes, what you're saying is actually a good point, because we were debating the other day if it was worth taking the few seconds to talk to the door, because she has a text box, so obviously you lose a few seconds. But to my opinion, it makes you find the invisible enemies faster. So I was debating whether it was worth taking it or not in the speedrun. Well, not the speedrun, but in the rando race.
Well, Queenie, the bigger debate in all of that is the fact that that particular ability creates more lag. So in model towns, it is already extremely lag heavy. I think it does slow you down just a little bit, even though it does help you find those monsters. So learning kind of the general position of the invisible monsters is definitely something that can save you maybe a little bit of time when it comes down to how much lag there is.
Yes, that is true. Because Soul Blazer was made in a certain way that there can only be so many sprites in screen, and if there's more than that, it disappears from the screen. Or your magic doesn't work anymore because you cannot spawn more sprites in the screen. So when there's too many sprites, you cannot use magic. So by now everybody has at least the bubble armor, so they all have an armor.
Most everybody has, at least 2 upgraded swords with the Lucky Blade and the Zentatsu, or in Lost Core's case, the Lucky Blade and the Soul Blade. So
Kaiten also found the Soul Blade. Because he went to Act 4 also.
Yes. And as people are checking with Lou the Dolphin there, we see exactly why this is called Herb Percent. The medical herb, yes, it is a healing item in the game, and we can only carry one at a time, but there are so many throughout the game. And learning how to get around with them, because in some places you don't see a whole lot, and in other places you see a bunch, really can make this game.
Unfortunately for the Axeman, he was trying to death warp, but he still have his medical herb equipped, so it refilled his health. Poor Axeman. Which is something some players has done before also, which shall remain nameless.
Queenie, he's making himself known in chat.
Yeah. Looking at you, Solar.
So the other thing you'll notice is that some of the runners are like bypassing certain enemy layers. And the reason that they're doing that is that they are just like little shortcuts and stuff like that. And we can kind of consider them like useless. They just eat up time when you're trying to run a race, but you don't really need them for anything.
And to answer your question, Z, it's hard to tell so far because they don't have, each player don't have the same items right now. So far, Lascar is the only one that has 2 stone, but the Axon is the only one that has the 3 red dot items. And Kaiten and Lascar are the only ones that found the soul blade. Alien Cube and the Axon will come across it eventually because it's not really hidden. It's in the Mountain of Soul. So once they go to Act 4, they will have it.
It's still too early to really tell who's winning.
Yeah. Rando is Rando.
And this is definitely one rando that just one choice can make a big difference as to who's winning and who's losing.
Yeah, and at the beginning of the month of the February, I started to make statistics about this game, about each area, how many items they have, how many NPCs they release. So this kind of helps the player to guide their next move, because if you're on the hunt at the end for an item, you kind of want to go to an area where it gives you a lot of items. So for example, we know that the left tower of Act 6 in Madrid doesn't have any items. So if you're on the hunt for an item, you will not go there, basically.
The left tower has one item, Queenie, but it's very, very at the end, and it can turn out to be nothing.
Oh no, that jewel never gives you an item, MLS. It's set like this. A few of the blue jewel in this game never gives you an item, which is the case for this one, the one in Blaster, and the one in at the end of Act 1 in the underground.
Learn something new every day.
I think, and I feel I'm missing one. There's one more that never gives you an item. And also in the same line of ideas, there is one. There are some places where if you want some NPCs, you go there first because there are a lot of layers that give you NPCs. So Kaiten is going back to Act 1.
Joyzel, I don't know very many people that hang around for the harp string song.
Kaiten just found the platinum card, which will give him access to the left tower. which is usually a place we don't really much do in this rando. Oh, and there was the red hot stick. He was in the corner of the fence there.
And Lost Core just found where the spirit sword is, for those that haven't found the soul blade.
And he found the dream rod. Do you want to explain what the dream rod does, Emilis?
So the dream rod is a key item in the vanilla game. It allows you to wake up sleeping NPCs to see what they are dreaming about, because some of them have accesses to other little areas. So like for Lisa, there's the part in the underground castle that has a chest and a lair. In Act 2, there is a sleeping stump that gets you access to a chest. Hopefully when we see that, we will see what that NPC has to say, because it is definitely a nice little twist. That's not in the vanilla game. There are several dolphins that are sleeping and have access to different little areas, along with the mushroom that we saw in the jail cells of Act 4. Like I said, they all give you kind of an idea of what they're dreaming about to then wake them back up.
And where can I buy such a dream rod, Emilis?
In the vanilla game, that dream rod is actually an item inside the underground castle.
No, I said, where can I buy this dream rod? Does it sell on Amazon?
No, Queenie.
I wish I could get into people's dream, see what they're dreaming. Believe me, if there was such a rod, I would already have it. And Alaskar is actually fighting one of the enemies that I hate the most in this game. They're magician. So if you get too close to them, they start to spin, and there's a few seconds, where they move away of the screen. So the screen, not the screen. And so you always want to have magic when you go into this place, so you can kill the magician faster.
So just a little tidbit for everybody in chat. I have actually only been a part of the Soul Blazer community for about 3 months, 4 months now. I did get some exposure to Soul Blazer Rando from last year's tournament, but I am still extremely new to the community as well.
Okay, fun fact. Lascar is fighting the final boss of Act 4. And in the Japanese version, this was a female. And in the American version, they changed it to a man. Because the Japanese version was a female with breasts. Just a little fun fact about how they used to change things in game back then.
All for censorship.
Yeah, it's also happened with the Illusion of Gaia game. In the Japanese version, you start in a church, but it was named a school in the American version. And also the bus that's called Viper, the bus of Sky Garden, was a female bird, and it was changed to a male bird. And also, something I learned recently, why aren't there the rando and the speedrun, they use the American version and not the Japanese version? It's because the text box are faster in the American version. I didn't know this.
It doesn't happen in a lot of games, Queenie, but it does happen in a few that they did give that quality of life upgrade to the US and European versions.
Yep. But usually speedrunner use the Japanese version because it's less text. I don't remember. Do you remember, Melissa? Did somebody else went where Kaiten is right now? Finish the underground mills?
I think the Axeman has finished that area.
Okay.
So
And sorry. Yeah, so Kaiten is talking to the blue jewel that will bring him back to the beginning of the village, I mean. And that was one of the jewel that never gives you an item as well.
and down on Alien Cube's screen, you saw that he was just kind of like skating on the ice. And that is because you need a special item called the mushroom shoes to be able to like get traction on the ice.
Which is not an item we want because we hate to do that section. Oh, so Kaiten is going back to the spirit's trying to get the 2 layers he left there because he couldn't kill them. So he's about to find his second stone. Also because none of them has found gnome so far, so they're all stuck in Act 4.
Oh,
Which
well,
is-
Lost Core just got out of World 4.
Yep. As I was saying it.
Lost Core is also the only one that has the mushroom shoes right now, too.
Yeah, I must have found it in the loon. Alien Cube is about to
Oh, and Axeman just
Yeah.
went and turned in the 3 red hot items, so we are seeing our dancing grandmas.
let's see what he's gonna have. Oh gosh.
Let's hope we don't have to fight that one.
Well, we have chat that wants to see the queen explode, so some of them might be happy. But they're really lucky right now to be doing this part with the best magic.
They're lucky to have found the Soul Blade this early. But with
Yes.
everybody having to go back to Act 2, I'm kind of surprised we aren't seeing some power leveling tricks going on.
Hayden, to answer your question, we did earlier this year in January the first ever tournament of Illusion of Gaia on this channel on SpeedGaming, and now we're seeing the second game, the tournament of Soul Blazer Rando. Unfortunately, I've never played Terranigma, and I do not know if there is a Rando for this. But yeah, I'll try to make this an annual thing, the Illusion of Gaia Rando tournament. And I'm gonna enroll you, Emilis.
Again with the just putting me in, thanks.
Putting you on the spot.
But again, to everybody in chat, thank you for coming out here today and watching the start of this tournament. Please make sure that you follow our runners. You can follow both of the commentators. Thank you, SpeedGaming, for hosting this tournament for us, for everybody to see.
Yes, and thank you very much, Joyzel, for being there with me today. Giselle, who is volunteering for SpeedGaming. So Kaiten also went back to finish the Fire Shrine because when he didn't find the Zantetsu sword in the Ice Cave. So he's finishing his last layer of Act 2, and he will have 100% clear Act 2. So we should not see it again on this part. But I wouldn't be surprised if Alien Cube goes back there right after, also finish the clear Act 2. The X-Men is killing that boss super fast because he has the soul blade. It's kind of hard to tell who's leading at this point, unfortunately, because they all have different items that they need, and the X-Men already made their grandmother dance, so don't look at his tracker thinking he didn't find any of the 3 red hot items. He did, and he already gave them away, so that's why they're not highlight anymore.
Well, Queenie, I just saw on, I believe it was Alien Cube's screen, that Loon is definitely required because one of the stones is a hidden item.
Yeah, from the Mushroom Dream, was it?
Yep, the Mushroom Dream spot, yep.
So we know where 3 of the stones are right now because the other stone is in the chest in the Spirit Shrine of Act 2.
So now I'm curious because I know that Lost Core has done that particular area. Did he not grab that check, or did he not update his tracker?
Or maybe he didn't go into the Mushroom Dreams? Just quickly, sorry to change the subject, but look at Kaiten's screen right now. He's grinding for some more levels because he found the Soul Blade, and these spikes, which are usually not killable by anything except the Soul Blade, they give you 3,000 points. So the trick is to kill them until you go to level 19, and then you leave because after 19 it's too long to get some levels. So he did what we call a speedrun strat for this game to grind some more level because the Soul Blade can only be swing at level 24. So in order to be able to beat the boss, you need to be at level 24.
Yes, and we need to be able to swing the Soul Blade because that is how the Phoenix magic works in this game. Unlike all the other magics that you can use the Y button. Sorry, I'm trying to remember the controller right this second. To get them to activate, the Phoenix is the only one attached to a swing of the sword.
We've had some players before who went into the final boss at level 23 and had to die because they realized too late they couldn't swing the sword. And herb percent is just an Easter egg because there are so many herbs, mythical herb in this game. That's why we call it herb percent. And when you're on the hunt to find a specific item and all you get is mythical herb, you can have a little rage there. Alien Cube is fighting the final boss of Act 4 right now. They don't have a lot of emblem right now. Which is kind of scary if it was a pedestal seed.
Well, we still have no idea what is on the pedestal, so we never know. Would be kind of funny if our prize little scene ended up being how one of the races ended.
Yeah.
Okay, so now we see Lost Core going back, doing the stuff that everybody else did when he decided to make that play forward, trying to find some more forward progression for himself.
I believe this is where Mary is also.
Wow, but it's been hard to see whether he's managed to, if any of them have managed to get all the stairs they need to get up to Marie, if they have access, though.
No, they do not have all the stairs. I'm looking at Alien's Cube. I wonder if he's going to go back to finish Act 2 or if... Oh, no, he's in it. He went to Act 5. So he's the first one to get into Act 5. And we will get... let me switch to his music. We already have his music. So one of the best music in the game.
And on Chitin's screen, we just saw him get one of the goats in the goat pen. The particular goat that he just unlocked will, with goat food, give us a location of one of our soul items.
And what is the goat food made of, Emilis?
Queenie, I don't know where you want to go with that.
It's to inform our viewers.
You may enlighten them, ma'am.
It's probably made from weed and carrots. Is that... Oh, did I make a mistake? Weeds? Weeds. Grass. Okay, grass. Grass and carrot, I meant. Sorry.
I think she was more meaning wheat, like grains, not weed. Okay, and there on Alien Cube's screen, we saw him get a soldier that also created the castle. So now when they find the soul of King Magrid, we'll be able to have access to him.
Alien is fighting one of the worst enemy in the game, the mouse, because they go faster than the arrows. So if you let one go, you have to chase it down, and sometimes it can take so much time for it to come back.
So luckily for this seed, we have everything that can take out the metal monsters, and that becomes a big thing when we get to Act 5 and Leo's lab, because these areas are kind of a mix of enemies that don't need a metal killing sword and needing a metal killing sword.
Oh, and Alien Cube found the stairs to get to Mary. Oh, and he found the stairs to lead to the painting of Dr. Leo. Hopefully, Alien's Cube is gonna go back to Act 1 and finish Act 2 as well. Get those layers he left behind, because we know that the third stone is there. So, it's hard to say, but at this point, the X-Men is slightly ahead because he has 3 stones and he already had the 3 red hot items and made their grandma dance. So he's slightly ahead. But it can always change anytime.
I was gonna say, him still looking for Gnome is kind of slowing him back down, though.
Yep. Last car is getting on the nose of a dolphin. I always like this cutscene. The dolphin pushes you to a single chest. It says 10 on my nose. Oh, and he got the big pearl. That pearl, you have to give it to a dolphin, and he opens 4 chests. It can be the chest of hope or the chest of deception.
So many medical herbs.
Yeah, Lascar is doing right now what we call an item rush. He's going around to check every NPCs he's unlocked to find some items. So Kaiten is about to find his 3rd stone. He just unlocked the mushroom stream. An alien camp just found the soul armor. Okay, so Lost Core is on its way there, so we know we'll find it soon also. So this item wasn't really hidden because it's on the way of the players, so all of them should find it once they go into this dungeon. Oh, so many NPCs on Alien's Cube right now. We can see a lot of lag right now.
It looks like he just remembered that he didn't have any armor on.
Yeah. So if you want to step on this lava sort of floor. Oh my gosh, it just reminded me of my kids playing lava is floor. Floor is lava, I mean. There is one armor that can protect you from it. The ice armor. Oh, and last quarter just found Model Town 2, our favorite part of the game.
No comment.
So last car is Alien's Cube is letting go of those smells because it's probably from a useless lair, which is why he's not killing them right now. Oh, interesting play here. Last Alien decided to death warp instead of opening the portal.
I mean, it makes a little bit of sense considering that, you know, you don't have to go back to that area at all.
Yeah, I never thought about doing this.
Finding some more of our emblems.
Yes, and those two kitties, if you have a special branch, you get them out of the room and then the mouse gives you access to a cave. Well, not a cave, but a hole in the wall.
Where he then gives you an item.
Yeah, if you release that plant, it gives you an item, and then there's a mouse also. If you found it, she gives you an item as well.
Oh, there's where our platinum card was. I missed where it was earlier.
Sorry, Benjinator, is death warping not a word? Have I invented this? And Alien Cube will be the first one to go to Leo's painting. So he equipped the paintbrush and not toothbrush. And you just touch the painting and you get into it. I believe that for 1 hour, 15 minutes in, and to have all of this already, I would be very happy to have this seed.
I know I would be.
Yep, soul armor, soul blade, the 3 other items, 3 stone if you went back to the mushroom dream, and get that chest in Act 2.
Five of the 6 world NPCs. I mean, for the most part. Yeah, I would be very happy with this seed.
It's so funny how sometimes we're saying it's a good seed right now, but we don't know yet. We might be hunting so deep into the game for the last stone. We never know.
Very, very true. This particular rando can just turn on a dime on you.
So I believe Last Core will find the soul armor in any second right now. It was that jewel there. Yes, there it is, the soul armor.
And there's Axeman finding Gnome finally.
last score finding the other kitty. Do you remember the name of those two kitties, MLS?
I didn't think they had names.
They don't. I call them Kitty 1 and Kitty 2. So chat, don't forget to follow our runners today. If you'd like to see more of this game, type !R and you will get the link to our runners. Last score was our champion last year. Kaiten, Axeman, and Alien Cube are all new runners of this game this year. Never been in the Herb tournament before. But every Sunday, I believe, not Alien because he's in different time zone, but we have friendly races of this. So if you want to see some more. So if you want to try this game, I'll put in chat the link to the Discord where you will find the link to try this randomizer as well. Ah, there it is. Thank you, Giselle. And Alien Cube just gave us a sight of the bus that I was saying earlier is the same bus that is in Illusion of Gaia, the secret bus. So they use this bus twice in the Quintet trilogy.
There we got Chitin getting his third stone.
Yes, and also the lair that was held by this Mushroom Dreams leads to a mole that can actually give you a chest if you bring it back to itself. So, oh, and Lascor tried to reach Mary, but unfortunately doesn't have the door for. So he's on the hunt for the door now.
Again, everybody having to go back into the previous worlds and figure out what they've left behind.
And the Axeman finding the NPC that gives you the castle of King Madrid. So it's not enough to find King Madrid, you actually have to find his castle as well. You say castle or castle?
Castle.
Okay, thank you. I was like, there's a T, right? And it's funny right now because we have 3 players at the same spot. Chat, do you want the music from the basement of Leo's laboratory?
So yes, welcome into anybody that is just now joining us. I think it'd be a great time for us to show the prize once again. This is a diorama made by The Monitor. I know the link is in the chat if you want to look at it, but I think we can bring it up for everybody to see. There it is.
Thank you very much, SpeedGaming. This is the grand prize of the winner of this tournament, a beautiful cube made by Etsy. You can check out his store on Etsy shop The Monitor. And he has other cubes from other games, retro SNES game also. And tomorrow, stay tuned if you're there for the final game, the final match, Sunday at 10 a.m. We will have a draw for all the viewers tomorrow. And while I was talking about the cube, I saw that unfortunately Lost Core took a death on his final boss and didn't come back to fight it. The final boss of Act 5, I mean. The one that Kaiten is fighting right now. So there is a strat right now, you just move up and down and the boss will never get out of this line he's going on right now, up and down. Otherwise he goes into the flowers to the left and the right of it, and it's kind of a pain because you have to wait for it to respawn. So if you just go up and down, it's a faster strat to kill it.
Nope, and Lost Core just found us our deer for the pedestal, so maybe we'll be seeing that before too long.
I hope it's not a pet seat for them. They have only 3 or 4 emblems. And yes, and so if you just join us, as Amalas was saying, this is the rando of Soul Blazer. So in the vanilla game, you need to find 6 stones, 3 red hot items, and the 3 equipment required to fight to finish the game. And so they still need to find this, but they've been randomized in every area of the game. So basically, it's a race to find it, all your items. And the X-Men right now using the ice armor not to take damage on the lava floor. So there are some players who are happy to have it, Benjinator.
And so right now we see Lost Core taking on some monsters on an upper layer. Those particular monsters that he's fighting actually are made of metal. They're referred to as the metal monkeys, and which, of course, like we've said earlier in the stream, he would need either the Zentatsu sword or the Soul Blade in order to kill them.
I can't believe how the use of this magic makes it so much easier to kill the enemies. They're very lucky to have find this magic very early on in the game. But the last car is running out of gem soon. The metal monkey sentient is only 1 layer, and it unlocks 1 layer for 1 NPC. But in the vanilla game, this layer is locked behind the Zantetsu sword, which you get later in the game, so you have to come back. I'm dying to see if Alien's gonna go and finish his temple in Act 2. No, he passed over it. So, as we said earlier, the 3 red items, we know where they are. And the Axemen and Chitin already made their grandmother dance. That's why they're not a light on their tracker. It's not because they didn't find it. It's because they have turned them in already.
Which is what we see Alien doing right now.
Yep. And if I recall correct, the mirror was behind a bird in Act 2.
Yes, the mirror is on the scared bird in Act 2.
And also, we know that Lost Core is missing one stone from the Dreaming Mushroom in Act 4. And Alien Cube is missing the stone from the treasure chest in the Spirit Shrine of Act 2. And Chitin is missing the soul armor, but he will find it soon because it's in the blue jewel that he's about to reach.
And there's Lost Core taking a death warp that is very common from that zone.
Death warp and not a death warp. Rap, like I used to say. So I believe right now none of them has the door to get to Mary, right?
It doesn't appear that any of them have that door, and it doesn't appear that any of them have found Lisa yet.
Oh, there it is. The door. Lost Core just found it. So the X-Men must have found it too. Because he's right there also. And I believe Alien also did this part, so he has access to her right now. And I know they also found the model town. So maybe the progression is behind the model town as well. An alien cube found the crocodile. I can tell if that can't tell us if it's a pedestal seat, which we don't know yet. There's still a chance.
Yep, have a few runners that have access to be able to tell us that information, but they are keeping it hidden.
They don't want to know.
Making the chat's anticipation go up.
Last year, there was a pedestal seat and it was in my bracket. For those of you who don't know what pedestal seed mean, it's because you have to turn in the 8 emblems, which Lost Core just found one as we were talking, to a certain deer held behind a crocodile. And once you have access to the deer, it gives a head. How can I say it? Help me, Amelis. It gives a head.
It headbutts a tree that then knocks a blue gem down, which is what we refer to as the pedestal.
That's the word I was looking for. And the Axeman is gonna show us the bus. Oh, and there it's done. If you blink your eyes, you might have missed it. The secret bus of the game Illusion of Gaia. At this point, with the Soul Blade, it's like a 1 second kill.
And there's Chitin just realizing he doesn't have the door to get up to Marie.
He's going back into Act 3, I think, because he just equipped the bubble armor. Yep, I was right. And he's going into Blaster.
He might be opening up all of those. He just happened to start with Bluster.
Yeah. We were talking earlier about probabilities. Blaster only has 1 item.
But it has a ton of NPCs
Yep.
if you're looking for pathing.
Yep. And Doreen, which is what he just opened right now, has 3 items and a few NPCs as well. Might be good to check if you're on the hunt for stones. The Axeman is going into the little kitty's dream, and we see Dr. Leo there. And the kitty gives a medical herb. And so does Mary. This is why it's called Herb Person. He gets so many medical herbs in this game. Oh, and he's going into Model Town 2. Model Town 2 has 4 items. Yes, this is Kitty 3 Solar. Kitty 4 is the one upstairs next to Mary.
And as you can see, Axeman avoiding a lot of the earlier layers, just going straight for the items within the area. Oh, and Lost Core just showed us where our other stone was.
Is it me or he jumped from 2 to 4?
I think he realized that he didn't mark the one from
Okay.
Zone 4, which is what we've kind of been wondering about.
Yeah. Okay. So he had it all along. Okay.
Try to catch the next time he's in that part of his menu to make sure that he's got it marked right.
Yeah, I watched it and he does has 4. He does has 4 stone. So yeah, Axeman is going back for the lair. I was surprised he was letting some behind because they're still missing the king. It could be anywhere. And Karin is going into Blaster. He's the only one who's gonna show us what's there.
Yes, Laz, that's what I was referring to, was the plant giving the silver stone.
Also, Aiden is about to find his 3rd stone, which is in the treasure chest right there. And so the fourth stone was the plant next to the kitty number 3, right?
Correct.
I wish my kitty would behave as much as they do in this game. My kitty steps on the keyboard and restart my timer when I speedrun.
Makes you win races in seconds that take hours.
Yeah, it gives us funny moment though. I miscall Soul Blazer's cat trainer. Oh, that's the trick, Joyzel. Actinidia leaves. I'm watching Kaitan's screen right now because we don't know what's gonna... Oh, we found the queen! So you see now we just see our shack.
And as you can see, Axeman there in the model towns taking on those invisible enemies that we were talking about earlier. If he had talked to that great door just prior to this area within the laboratory, he would have gotten the ability to actually see where those are located instead of having to just randomly hunt for them.
And Cube is going for a item rush in Act 2. He's gonna show us... okay, the three... the Woodston trio, they had nothing, but he's gonna bring back that mole. Let's see what it's gonna give us. Okay, so it was an emblem. Who knows? Maybe it's a better SLC. We still don't know.
Looks like Alien's sitting there trying to debate what he's going to do.
He's going into the small bird dream, and that's funny because this used to be a long cutscene, but bless his heart, the Hulk made it shorter. Okay, so not good items so far. Strange battle. This, I don't know if he has the deer. Maybe not.
Oh, look, the goat food is under the soldier.
Ah.
So maybe we'll find out if that goat will tell us where the phoenix is, or if it'll give us the armor or the blade location, which we already know since we've already got it.
Yeah, that's a random thing it's gonna give us. I mean, a random information, not a thing, sorry. It gives you an information about the location of either the soul blade, the soul armor, or the phoenix.
Well, there was the NPC for one of your favorite little cutscenes in the game, Queenie.
And so Lascor just found the VIP card. That's a good item because the VIP card will open the right tower, and the right tower has 4 treasure chests, but if you have Dr. Leo, it gives you an item as well. And if you trigger the cutscene with the queen leaves her spot and gives you also another item. And now Lascor is up to 7 emblems. Maybe he's gonna
still
be...
nobody checking that pedestal for us.
I know. Keeping us on our toes.
Also, as you see Lost Core in this dungeon, you see those spirit, ghost type monsters. They can be extremely hard to fight, because they do vanish. But as I was saying, Chitin's been working with the game for a long time. He actually has kind of figured out their movement patterns that can really, really help you out.
And Laskar found its way to the right tower, so I'm guessing he's gonna go there next. Oh, and he found a little boy! The community likes to say this little boy is named Francis after my son, but I keep telling them that my son would never stand guard like this for hours. So this boy, if you bring him the pass, he walks away from the front of the door, and it gives you access to one item, one invisible item, and if you found the blue jewel, it will also give you another item. But I believe none of them has found the jewel so far. So in this dungeon that Lost Core is in right now, there are 3 invisible treasure chests. If you're asking yourself how do you know where they are, well, usually you can talk to a soldier that gives you the ability to see them. So, okay, here's what I'm thinking. Alien Cube just fought the boss medal, the boss of Axe 5, which give them the access to Blaster. And we know because Kaiden went to Blaster, he found the queen. So, if the queen has a stone under her, then Lost Core cannot have access to it because he died while fighting the boss and never went back to finish it.
Like I said, we'll see if she's important or not.
If we see it. Oh! And Cube found the purple stone. So he has now 4 stone as well.
So 2 plants inside the lab hiding stones. This is funny.
Does he have the other plant? I don't know. Oh, he does! And so Alien's Cube is taking the lead right now.
So was the plant behind the mouse the one that Lost Core and Axeman are missing at this point?
Can you repeat that, please?
I was saying that the purple stone that we found with the plant behind the mouse is the one that Lost Core and Axeman are missing at this point?
I believe so. Kaiten is... Did he go to... I don't know. I don't believe Kaiten went to Act 5 yet. He's also gonna do Ghost Ship. Is he gonna do the dream, the Dolphin's dream? We'll see. Yeah, he is. So he's gonna show us also what's behind the Ghost Ship. So this is the dolphin we were talking about earlier. You give him the pearl and he gives you a layer that you step on to open the way. And when you come back there through the ghost ship, you have access to 4 treasure chests. So it can be a good thing or the treasure of deception.
Well, that's why they call that area the Hidden Treasure Cove.
Yeah, and while I was watching this, Lost Core found the phoenix. So we know right now that the phoenix is in the basement of Magritte Castle.
Our hopes for a pedestal seat are slowly dwindling away, Queenie.
Yeah. One stone left. Maybe. So Lascar is going into the right tower right now, which, as we said earlier, has a lot of items.
Other than maybe a stone, unfortunately, it doesn't have any items that we're gonna need though.
Oh, and he found the king. Okay, so right tower is necessary.
Oh, and there's Lascor getting us that blue gem that's hidden behind the little boy.
Yes, and unfortunately for Kaiten, there was nothing in the dolphin stream. So it would be very exciting if the last stone was behind the queen or the pedestal seed. Oh, and Kaiten just found his stairs to get to Mary. No, sorry, it was the mouse. What am I saying? Maybe I should put my glasses on. And that single chest in the ghost ship also had nothing. Now we can see the final boss of Act 3. Don't blink, you're
And
gonna
he's
miss
done.
it. Yeah. As Lascar is gonna open the chest for us, iron armor and mermaid deer. We still have hope for a pet seed.
Getting closer.
Are we evil to wish this on our runners?
No, it's just a fun change up of pace every now and again. But with the fact that we have the soul armor, the soul blade, and the phoenix outside of the world of evil, it means that when our runners get there, it will just be a straight boss rush to the end, though.
Yep. Those mimic chests are so funny when they are angry. Kaiten going into Leo's painting. None of them has found laser. Can you imagine if Lisa is behind the left tower? Oh, and there's the blue stone. Okay, so Lascar found the last stone. So no pedestal seed for us.
Nope, not a pedestal seed. But he still has to figure out where he's left the purple one, though. So Alien Cube definitely has a chance if he can just continue to move forward.
Yep, and Lascar haven't found his mirror yet also. Oh, Oh, there we're gonna see the cutscene of Dr. Leo. This is the moment you've been waiting for, chat.
All the spoilers come to an end now. You get to see it, everybody.
So this is Lisa. Say goodbye to your daddy, Lisa. He's gonna explode on the queen.
Oh, and there was the most finicky magic in the whole game.
Yep. Apparently it's also getting rid of the corpse. So yeah, so if we analyze this right now, Lost Core and Alien's Cube are ahead of the two other ones. But Alien's Cube, if he continue forward, he might have the lead because if he does the basement, he'll find the Phoenix, and then if he goes to the right tower, he'll have his last stone. And Lost Core, oh, and the Axeman finding the Phoenix right now. But Lost Core, once he found this mirror, he also has to go back and make their grandmother dances. So that's another time lost, contrary to Lost Core, to Alien's Cube, who only need to get the item and go.
And that's the big thing right now is that, you know, Lost Core now has to go back through and figure out where he's left items, which can be very daunting. Okay, so he did not get the green stone. He found the purple and the silver, which is what brought him up to 4 instead of at 5. So Lost Core very, very much so could be getting ready to get us onto the world of evil.
Yeah, he might get there hoping his mirror is there. But yeah, he's about to find his last stone, and then if we know that it has 7 treasure chests in the world of evil, so he might decide to get there hoping his mirror is gonna be there. So we know that in the world of evil there can never be a stone because you actually need stone to open them, but it might contain one of the 3 red dot item or one of the equipment required to finish the boss, to fight the boss, I mean.
Everybody does the menu so fast, it's hard to verify which ones people have and people don't have.
Yes. And Axeman is he going to... Yes, he is. Axeman is gonna find another stone.
Lost Core doing all the item rushes in World 2.
Axeman just found King Matters as well.
Here we go. We at least get to see what's on the pedestal.
Got it.
And just an herb.
And there it is, the mirror. And Lost Core is now in go mode. So he's going to make the grandmother dance. Time to dance, people. So if you want to dance like they dance in Soul Blazing, you basically just turn around on yourself.
Spin in circles, everybody.
They spin fast. How did their hair still get to be done like this?
Well, I mean, if you follow the lore of their people, I mean, the grandmas are only like a year old.
That's true, though. I need their hairdresser. And there you go, Axeman finding his blue stone. Alien finding his VIP card, so if you follow the path he's on, he's going to find the Phoenix soon, and then hopefully he's going to go to the right tower and get his last stone. So he should be in go mode soon also. I don't remember which stone the Axeman is missing.
I don't either. That's why I've been trying to look at his menu every time he brings it up, but he's just so fast with it.
And we get to see the queen die a second time. Mwahaha, kill this loser. That was not in the vanilla game, by the way. That was changed by the Hulk.
And with Lost Core being on his way to the final boss, again, we want to thank all of the viewers, SpeedGaming, all of the runners. Please make sure that you take a minute to follow them. They all give great content, are all very helpful. Of course, Queen Anne, thank you for allowing me to commentate with you.
It was a pleasure. I hope you enjoyed it, even though I was teasing you sometimes. This was the first time Amelis was commentating something on a showcase. Congratulate her on her first attempt. Oh, and also I just noticed Lost Core is not at level 24 right now, so cannot fight the boss right now.
But he's still got plenty of enemies right in here where he can quickly get that level.
Yeah, I thought he was... Well, I think he thought he was gonna get it by killing the lair to get there, but he just realized right now he has to go back and grind a little bit.
Those little shiny cubes that you see him fighting, those are worth a ton of XP.
And there it is. He's going into the final boss called Death Hole. Death Hole? Yeah.
And so the whole thing with this fight is taking out those blue little flame pillars to making it where you can actually do damage to our boss. It will take 12 to 13 rounds of this in order to win, so it goes by fairly quickly.
So you need gems to be able to swing the Phoenix, and unfortunately there is a lot of lag in this final boss fight. So yeah, the Lost Core is using a strat. Is waiting for the lasers to be out of the screen, so there is less lag when he drives the Phoenix. And it's about 12 You have to do 12 cycles of 5 hit each to kill the final boss.
Which I think he was a little short on that one.
So yeah, I believe, well, to answer your question, it is a very good time, 2 hours for a seed. Usually you look around 2 hours, 30 minutes to 3 hours to finish a seed. And so congratulations to Lost Core, our first winner of bracket A this morning. Lost Core, who also was our winner last year of the second annual Earn Percent tournament. And Benjanator making a funny joke in chat. But I believe Alien's Cube will be the next one to finish. Because he's about to find his Phoenix on the treasure chest up left there. And if he goes to the right tower after there, he's gonna find the King Madrid and his
Bluestone.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you. There it is. It's Phoenix. And yes, Monster, there will be another round. Second bracket will be at 1 p.m. Eastern Time, and then a third match at 5 p.m. Eastern Time today. And the final will be tomorrow at 10 a.m. And it is also broadcasting on SpeedGaming French.
Queenie, I think would be a great time once again to go over the prize for this tournament, since we're waiting to see if Lost Core wants to come in and have an interview. So
sure. If we have someone in SpeedGaming, please, if they could show us on screen the prize for the tournament. There you go. So the runners are running this weekend for this beautiful prize of a cube made by The Monitor. You can check out his store on Etsy.com. He has other cubes from other SNES games. They are very beautiful and well done. So also we will have one in a draw tomorrow for everybody who's watching the final on the SpeedGaming English in starting at 10 a.m. tomorrow. So we will have one for the viewers as well. So thank you for showing the prize, SpeedGaming. Thank you. And so Alien just finished his basement.
Now he's taking the minute to go through and do the item rush of the world before going into the right tower, hopefully.
It makes sense. You want to check what's closest to you and fast before you go into a dungeon. I don't know why I got scared for 1 second. I thought he was going back to the hub. I'm like, no, no, get in your right tower. So yeah, for tomorrow, the winner, the final match will be made of the 3 finalists of today, and a fourth spot will open for the one that has the less time difference between the winner and the second spot. Am I saying that properly? Unless I'm not sure I'm explaining it well. It's my English, sorry.
So I think a better way to be putting it would be the closest second place runner to their bracket winner.
Okay, thank you. I should write it down. How you said it.
As many times as you get to say it today.
Yep. And right now we're seeing last score on the screen. It's the final time Lisa and the hero meet together. The end of this beautiful love story. And Alien Cube is just about to find his last stone. So right now the Axeman is missing 1 stone. We know it's from Act 4, from one of the 2 plants in Act 4.
Act 5.
5, yes, thank you.
Chitin too, just looking for that last stone and the king along with his VIP card.
And the Phoenix, which are all in the same area. It could still be a tight race right now, depending on what Axeman and Chitin decides to do next. And there you go, Alien going into the final place of the game. I will need to grind some more to get that 24 level to be able to swing the sword.
Oh, well, that's why Axeman doesn't have that last stone, is he doesn't have access to it.
Oh, I'm noticing right now as we see Lisa on last score screen. We were talking earlier about the difference from the Japanese version and the American one, and she is also not the same as in the Japanese version. This image was changed also.
Yeah, the race between the Axeman and Chitin is going to be very, very close.
At least I don't think we'll see a 2-hour seed today. This morning, I mean.
Yeah, no 3-hour seeds, Queenie. We're already past the 2-hour mark.
Did I say 2-hour? Oh, and now it's been checking what the emblem is.
And here again, our final battle, everybody.
As Axman did Leo's painting?
Yeah, I think Axeman was one of the first ones to do Leo's painting.
Okay.
Like I said, Axeman right now is looking for his mouse to be able to get to the plant that's out there on that ledge in Leo's laboratory.
I don't remember where it was.
Well, it's not very often that mouse leads to such a critical item.
Chat, if you remember where that mouse is put it in chat. And there you go, GG to Alien Cube, our second runner today.
GG, Alien.
I just noticed the message at the end right now saying, dang, I really thought this seed was too trolly for you. So yeah, big GG to Alien Cube, who was leading for a while actually.
We'll see if Alien wants to come in and have a little interview here momentarily.
No, he said so beforehand. Okay, so maybe Axon will find. No, it wasn't. It was before this place that he got the mouse. It's not. The mouse is not in the right tower.
No, the mouse wasn't in the right tower. Everybody else had the stone before then. So, I mean, it has to be back in the earlier worlds, and he's just missed it.
Yeah. Maybe he doesn't have the leaf. No, no, Paul. The mouse is not in Blister.
No, because the only person that went to Bluster was Chitin.
And he's the only one also who did Ghost Ship. But yeah, Kaiten is about to find his Phoenix in his last stone shortly. So the key to finishing this game was going to Act 5, that's for sure. Everything was there. Oh, and we have the cutscene that Lisa name is Go Turbo. And there it is, the phoenix on Kaitan's hand.
And we also see that the Axeman has that magic bell that we were talking about earlier that allows him to keep his gems when he dies and makes it so that his magics don't cost him anything.
So the Axeman is going into this soldier's dream. Usually there is another soldier you can find that tells you what this sleeping soldier has. So sometimes you can actually skip this cutscene by knowing in advance what this soldier has. But I believe none of them found that soldier that was telling them what it has. The Axeman just equipped something called the Super Bracelet. And this bracelet actually gets you to have twice as much power to straight power and more defense as well. And talk about the lag there. Very good. I'm too excited. Kaiden is going into the right tower right now, so he's about to get his last stone. So the moment he gets his stone, he's in go mode.
So it's a race for the Axeman to find that mouse and get the stone, or Chitin to find his stone. Interesting.
Fortunately for the Axeman, we know there's nothing in the left tower.
Maybe one of the runners, as they finish, can remind us where that mouse was at.
Yes, please. Oscar and Alien's Cube, if you remember where the mouse was, that gives you access to the plant that had the purple stone. We know the Axeman is missing this mouse, but we can't remember where it was. And there it is. Kaiten found his last stone. Ian is showing us one of the thing right now in the, the final cutscene. If you don't find Lisa, it doesn't trigger the last cutscene. So he's just going to go around in the world. Even though he finished the game. He won't get to see Lisa naming it or go turbo. I'm curious, Alien, can you get into the... Oh, you can't go back. That's funny. So yeah, we found out if in the randomizer you do not unlock one of the NPCs of the last cutscene, it doesn't trigger the cutscene. You can actually walk around in the world.
And so yes, that does mean that they're in Act 2 when we're there at Turbo's grave. It can do the exact same thing if you don't get that little sleeping bird right there next to the grave.
So should we consider that Alien's Cube never finished the game then? Maybe he can go fight the boss again. Kaiten going into his last world. Chat, I apologize. The fire alarm in my neighbor is going on, and it does smell fire. So I'll be back in 1 second.
Well, at this time, again,
I have to go. The house is on fire. I'm sorry.
Well, what a turn of events. Well, again, everybody, as we are finishing this all up for today with these last couple of runners, again, thank you, SpeedGaming. Thank you, the viewers. Thank you, all of the runners that are going to be participating throughout this event and have spent time preparing for this event. Again, if you have a moment, please feel free to follow these runners. All of the commentators that are going to be presenting today. Again, this is being shown on SpeedGaming and SpeedGaming French. At this time, we will, well, as soon as Chitin finishes this, we'll take another minute to show you guys the prize for tomorrow. There will be a viewer prize that is done by kind of a drawing tomorrow. That race is at 10 a.m. Eastern. GG, Chitin. So yes, at this time, if anybody with SpeedGaming could bring the prize up for everybody to see. So here we have a nice little diorama made by the Monitor. He does have some other game type dioramas. I know he made one for the Illusion of Gaia rando that they did earlier this year. Again, this is the Soul Blazer Rando Herb Percent 3 tournament. We are trying to make this more of an annual tournament, and this year we managed to get 12 participants. We are always looking to expand that. So if you're interested, you can join the Discord. And like I said, all of these runners are great help in getting new people started in learning this rando. For those that are just joining and kind of seeing the end of this, just remember that there will be another match at 1 p.m. Eastern. Sorry, I'm not as familiar with all of the time zone changes, so anybody in chat is free to help convert that for me. Up here are the 3 brackets for today. Our next match will consist of DNK Lionitis, La Hulk, Paldum, and Solar Cell 007. Commentating that one will be the Benjinator. Hopefully Queen Anne will be back by that point, but if not, I know the Benjinator is way more experienced at this than I am, so it will be much more entertaining for you guys. Trying to wait and see if Chitin wants to join for an interview. GG, Chitin, welcome in.
Well, hello there.
So how did you feel about this seed?
Well, at first, I liked my routing when I found the brown stone in the light shrine. And then, when I couldn't find the door, I knew I was losing.
Well, I mean, it did come down to a close race. Realistically, it was very, very close for this rando. And unfortunately, we're all kind of stumped as to where the mouse that the Axeman is looking for was located. We all kind of missed it.
Is he looking for the mouse hole to get to the plant?
Yes, that's what he's still searching for at this point.
Yeah, I can't remember. But yeah, it's like I thought my routing, because I figured that most the other ones would go back after Water Shrine, and which would have ended up getting them the Z sword. But
Which is,
go ahead.
I said that actually the Axeman did do that, and he was leading there for just a little while, but this little mouse has eluded him.
Yeah. But when I eventually went back after I got the Soul Blade and I was able to do the sun discs in the Light Shrine, I thought that put me ahead by having the brown stone. Because I didn't figure anyone would, because you don't want to go back to do the sun discs if you don't have to. Because it's one item and one NPC. It's slow checks. So I thought that maybe that put me ahead, but when I ended up doing all of the C and not finding that door, GG's.
Well, Lost Core definitely made the big play in dipping out of Act 2 before even doing the Fire Shrine, and went on to find the Soul Blade, and then came back for all of that.
Yeah, that makes sense. So he left after Water Shrine?
Yep, he dipped out after Water Shrine.
Yeah, I have a hard time doing that because there's so much value in Fire Shrine, even without the Z Sword. Because I can't make that play.
Lost Core, I'm pretty sure they're still trying to figure out what's going on with your Discord link to try to get you in here. We are doing what we can.
Know if you pointed this out, but since I never found Lisa, my ending is glitched.
Alien did not find Lisa as well, and he actually showed everybody what happens when the ending is glitched,
Yeah.
and that you can move around. And again, to all the viewers that may just be getting in here, you are catching the very end of this particular bracket race. Unfortunately, my co-commentator has actually had a real-life emergency and has taken her away from us right now. And hopefully she will be back for the next race. But if not, we all are hoping that she is safe and that everything turns out well.
life of me, I cannot remember where that mouse is.
Lost Course seemed to think it was in Rockbird, but nobody's able to confirm.
Yeah, that mouse is part of a huge chain of items, of NPCs that give you items that you tend to not remember that specific one, right? You need the door to get in, you need both cats, then you need the mouse, and then that still doesn't do anything unless you have the mouse inside or the plant outside. So
Exactly. That's why we all kind of lost it in it popping up, because it is such a long chain of events.
So yeah, like when I get one of them, I just kind of like throw it in the back of my mind, like okay, it's part done. So I think that's why it's so hard to remember.
Okay, I'm back, everybody. I apologize for this.
Welcome back, Queenie. We are glad that you are safe and okay.
I live in an apartment tower, and the neighbor next door, there was flame and all, but it was a kitchen fire. So, yeah, I'm safe. Thank you, everybody. It was funny because I was running around the apartment trying to get the cat, and then I only have one cat carrier, so I had the other cat in my arm, and it peed on me when I was outside. Yeah, you saw this on SpeedGaming. Was that the first time SpeedGaming you had somebody leave the stream because of a fire? I apologize, Melissa. I'm sorry.
It's okay. We've been winging it. We've been doing okay. Axeman is still trying to hunt down the mouse.
Okay. And congrats, Kaiten.
Thank you, Queenie.
I see you also don't have the Lisa, so you're stuck in the in the world.
Yes, I am stuck in Act 1.
So did we find out where the last mouse was?
Nobody's been able to truly confirm where the last mouse is.
But does he has the Acnedia leaf? I just saw the cats are still oh no, the cats are outside. Never mind me. Oh, and that's funny. It just, if you watch Alien stream, he went back to the Wall of Evil, and it starts again the cutscene of the ending.
Yes, if you go to any one of the acts, it starts over from there.
That is very funny.
Welcome in, Lost Court. Glad you finally were able to make it.
Yeah, thanks. Apparently I had to get kicked and then re-invited because my first invite completely broke down somehow. I don't know.
So, did you practice in secret?
No.
Well, congratulations.
Thanks.
What did you think of this seed? Pretty easy.
Yeah, the seed was... I made some really good decisions for sure.
Not Trolley, not Petsy, not a... I have a question for you. You died fighting the boss of Act 6, of Act 5. Why didn't you go back to fight it?
Because it was a waste of time.
Oh, okay. I was wondering why you didn't get that NPC, just in case it had something.
Yeah. It just takes way too long, especially since I didn't close the layer that warps back to it or anything.
Okay. But that could have cost you the race.
Yeah, but I mean, I was hurting more for items rather than NPCs, so
yeah.
I felt like Synthol was something I could just get fine.
True.
And so I was wondering, what was the thought process behind dipping after the water shrine and moving forward instead of going into the fire shrine, at least doing part of it?
I was missing Zantetsu's sword. I just like to have it. And I ended up finding the Soul Blade instead. And I was, alright, cool. Yeah. I think yeah. I had magic already as well, so I felt good about heading through, the South Erda and the rest of World 4. I'm pretty confident in my skills. Be able to do those without too much HP.
And I have confirmation that the Axeman is forfeiting. Let me just confirm that. Yeah, he has forfeited the race. So congratulations also on the Axeman for doing this round. We had a super great time also in the pre-qualification scene.
And this is why, everybody, we've been saying the whole time that, this particular rando can go from you're ahead and leading to all of a sudden you are searching for like one NPC and just stuck.
Axeman, welcome in.
Hey, how's it going?
Good, you?
Yeah, I don't know what I missed, but there was something there, huh?
You're missing the mouse there.
I know, yeah, I'm missing that mouse. I don't know what I had released though, so yeah.
None of us can remember where it was though.
Oh no? Okay, I'll have to look.
No. But yeah, that's the plan behind this mouse had the last stone you needed.
Oh no. I felt pretty good. I had, 5 stones. I got the dancing grandma so early, but yeah. It had to, yeah.
But congratulations on making it to top 12.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, it was I got to show off, some snails and mermaids and stuff, so it wasn't so bad.
And we are not done with you since you are going to commentate the last race today.
That's right. Yeah, it should be fun.
Okay, so well, thank you everybody today who played this scene. Thank you very much to our runner. Don't forget to give them a follow. I will put the link in the chat right now. There you go. And Amelis, thank you very much to commentate with me.
Thank you, Queenie, for nearly giving me a heart attack doing this by myself, but we're all good.
The Axeman missed it. I had to go, unfortunately, because there was a fire in my house, so I had to leave the stream. Yeah, the neighbor next door, there was a real fire. I had to evacuate. Poor Emilis was left alone. And yeah, stay tuned. We will be back at 1 p.m. Eastern time for our second match of the day, second bracket. Let me see who's running next one.
La Hulk, Paldim, Solar Cell 007, and DNK Lioness.
Yes, thank you. It will be commentated in English by myself and the Bingeinator, and in French by Nita Anonyma and Skarsnikis. Skarsnikis, who is the one who made the tracker for this game, by the way. And 1 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central Eastern Time. And stay tuned. We will be back at 1 p.m. SpeedGaming, thank you very much for having us this weekend. And also be there tomorrow for the final at 10 a.m. Don't forget we have a special prize for one of the viewers. And yeah, thank you very much. Wrap it up, SpeedGaming.